Well then. That's a great thing to come back to. Alright, so let's say ESO Aldmeri Dominion, Episode 7. Wait, is that me? No. Yeah, turns out there are guys here. Am I wrong? I was still reading, right? Alright, some stew. Don't mind if I do. Well, it had to have happened like the... Oh, that's a pickaxe. Anyways, some carrot soup. There we go. Father of the Nibbin, Fragment 1. Oh, I see a Daughter of the Nibbin is apparently a book I need to read in Skyrim perfectly modded. Why did that happen again? It first happened with Castle Zyre, and now it's happening with this. Incorporating Fragment 1, translated and with commentary by Florin Jalil. But in writing the biography, anyone's a challenge. Usually the problem lies in assessing one's sources, comparing the prejudice of one chronicle versus another. It's but one record of the man called Topal the Pilot, the earliest known Aldmeri explorer of Tamriel. In 4 short verses, fragments of the epic Father of the Nibbin has survived the present day. Wow, thanks. You just bring them all here so I can't read. Survived the present day, but they offer an interesting, if controversial, look at the Middle Merithic era when Topal the Pilot may have sailed the seas around Tamriel. Father of the Nibbin is the only written record of Topal the Pilot's voyages, is not the only proof of his existence. Treasure of the Great Crystal Tower of Sunset Isle is a group of fascinating maps, his legacy to all Tamriel. Nation Aldmeri Odinir Nibbanu. Father Nibbin is my own, and I accept that other scholars may disagree with some of my choice of words. As long as my translation lives up to the beauty of the original, I have only strived for simple coherence. In 1, second ship, the Pasquinel, manned by pilot Elio, wants to follow the southern pointing waystone, and the third, the Nibbin, manned by... And it's not like, because they keep on coming back. People keep on, like, bringing them back. Please stop. On the northeast pointing waystone, the order from the Crystal Tower, and to sail forth for 80 moons and return to Tel. Near return to First Hold, laden high with golden spice and fur and strange creatures, dead and alive. Though alas, old Evi Topal never found, he told the tales of the lands he had visited to the wonderment of all. For 66 days and nights sailed over crashing waves of dire intent past whirlpools. The mist that burned like fire until he reached the mouth of a great bay, landing on the sun-kissed meadow of the gentle dells. He and his men rested, there came a fearsome howl, and hideous orcs streamed forth from the murky glen. Cannibal teeth glotted with gore. Entry strange crystalline balls were unearthed at the sites of ancient many shipwrecks and docks, particularly about artifacts of the Merithic and Dawn arrows, from archaeologists until it was demonstrated that each had a tendency to rotate on its axis in a specific direction. 3 varieties, one that pointed I think I've read about this somewhere. 3 southward, one that pointed northeast, and one that pointed northwest. So how they work, but they seem in tune to particular lines of power. They are the waystones of the fragment, each if the pilot used to point their craft in the direction they were assigned to go. The name not mentioned in the fragment took his vessel northwest, towards Thras and Yukara. Zyphreium took the southern waystone and must have sailed down towards Pindonia. Topal and his northeast wasteland found the mainland of Tamriel. It is clear from this framing that the 3 ships were assigned to find a passage back to Aldmeri so that the Aldmeri now living Somerset could learn what became their old homeland. So there's more than just Tamriel. As this book is intended to be a study of Topal the pilot, there's scarcely room to dedicate 2 different theories of the Aldmeri exodus from Old Nafi. The poem is my only source, so I agree with the scholars who believe in the tradition that several ships left Old Nafi and were caught in a storm, and survived, found their way to Somerset Isle, but without the waystones they did not know what direction their homeland was. After all, what other explanation there for 3 ships heading in 3 opposite directions to find a place? Generally, one of the ships returned, and we do not know if either or both of the other 2 found Old Nafi, perished at sea, or at the hands of the ancient Panidonians, Slot, or Yakutans. Assume unless you think the Aldmeri are particularly idiotic. One of them must have been pointing in the right direction. It may well have even been Topal. We did not go northeast far enough. No, setting sail from First Hold heads northeast, which coincidentally is the longest one to travel along the Obeisian Sea without striking land of any kind. Travel straight east, he would have struck the mainland somewhere in what is now the Colavoni west of Cyrodiil. A few weeks. Had he traveled southeast, he might have reached the hump of Valenwood in a few days. It must have been forced to not be able to log when they're attacking me. I feel like I can survive 9 seconds. I get attacked like 3 times every single time. Yeah, settings. I joined my zone and on the map sail in a straight line northeast through the Ebbing Sea and into the Iliac Bay before touching ground somewhere near present-day Reach Garrett Keep. 2 months' time. The rolling verdant hills of southern High Rock are unmistakable in this verse, and I ask anyone who's been there, the question of course is, what is it? Made of this apparent reference to orcs occupying the region. And that the orcs were not born until after the Aldmeri had settled the mainland, sprung up as a sink race following a famous battle between Thing and Boethia at the time of Risden. Like that. When I will come according, all to the Shornham maids. I'll have a cart all full of silk and ribbons for the braids. And wandered he all through the plains, searching for his bride. Baggage just cost him out and sanctioned for his pride. And crown to glory bring, but only blood and death to show them. Crown to glory bring, for Ranzer's fall I died. Wait till next time, but full grudge grew Othgar. Since King Kurog signed the Daggerville Covenant Treaty, the advantage of our new lack of restrictions, travel to look for training opportunities for Asinium in High Rock and Hammerfell. A lack of. Okay. As I expected, I finally had to put up with being snubbed or talked down to, and I had to pretend I didn't hear the orc jokes told loudly at the nearby table in the tavern. And the guardsmen spinning my tracks everywhere I passed. Then, therefore, however, was a number of Bretons and right guards I met who speak. So I killed you like 50 times. Like, why? I understand they're insane, but there's a point. Forthrightness and about the way we quickly set our disagreement, I'll bite with blades. Wrong without holding grudge, stupid humans. I don't realize that forgiveness is only for other orcs. They don't know that the cold of them are like the price we pay for every agreement, no matter how long it takes to exact it. I think that now we're enthusiastic members of the precious covenant will forget the raising of Rosinium. Bygones will be bygones. They smile at me with a foolish, tuskless grins. I smile back. And nod and make an elf joke, but inside I know that the sack of Rosinium will be paid for many times over. And the regards will never even see it coming because they don't know the Sikamoto. And it's graven on every orc's heart. Wait till next time. Okay, and here I thought we wouldn't have copies of the book in the same place. By Cyrodiil, by Frastus of Eleanor. On the fertile farmlands of central Cyrodiil, around Lake Rumor. and the Ep7 Valley. As the heartland is temperate in climate, supporting the crops and livestock that feed all central Tamil. Thunderstorms are frequent, but the region is free from the sandstorm and the asphalt to the west, monsoons of black marsh to the southeast. Much has been made of classical author Heimsker. Isn't that the guy who yells at you in Whiterun? Here that everyone knows. Characterization of Cyrodiil, jungle rainforests. And indicate that the use of the phrase endless jungle to describe Cyrodiil appears to be an error in transcription. Study of the original, badly faded manuscript reveals the phrase was miscopied and accurately rendered as extensive uplands. Adjectives. An equatorial rain is applied to the Lebanese forests. They appear in the original manuscript at all, and I would posit they were added by the scribe in support of his previous misuse of jungles. Lady Cinema Tenth, of course, takes issue with these exegesis, but the flaws in her method of scholarship have been well documented elsewhere. So those guys fighting again. Year 2920, Volume 3, the last year of the First Era. And Karovik Tunaway. Gentleman Morningstar Mornhold Morwen. Why don't you wear that green gown I gave you? Asked the Duke of Mornhold. You may put on her clothes. It doesn't fit, said Julian. You know I like red. It doesn't fit because you're getting fat, laughed the Duke. You're down on the bed and kissing her breasts and the pouch of her stomach. It tickles, but pulled herself up, wrapping a red robe around her. I'm around like a woman should be, said Truly. Will I see you tomorrow? No, said the Duke. And today, Vivek, tomorrow, and the next day, the Duke of Ebenar is coming. Do you know I never really appreciated Almexi and her political skills until she left? Same with me, smelled Turilla. You only appreciate me when I'm gone. It's not true at all, snorted the Duke. And now, Turilla allowed the Duke one last kiss before she was out the door. She kept thinking about what he said. Appreciated her more or less when he knew that she was getting fat because she was carrying his child. Appreciated her enough to marry her. Ruins of Kemil Z, Part 2. Oh, they're eating the imps. Odd. That's why they're just dead imps everywhere. Then Kemil Z, Part 2 by Rollerod Nordson. I picked up discarded gear from the piles at my seat, and it still gleamed brightly as if new made, my eyes resisting the corrosion of time. I wonder what secrets remain hidden in the maze of chambers before me, defying the efforts of looters. I just realized I reappeared in the exact same place that I was. For fuck's sake. Didn't I just kill... No, you're a different one. Finish him. Why not? As of new made. Find the efforts of looters waiting to gleam again in the light they had not seen in long eons. For me, I remain only to find them, with an impatient gesture to Master Aurum to follow. Then made forward in the gloom. Master Aurum, Tenpenny, and I spent several days from the ruins while my assistants had camped at the top of the cliff and hauled supplies and equipment from the village. I was looking for a promising area to begin excavation, a passage or a corridor untouched by looters that might lead to completely untouched areas of the ruins. We found two such areas early on, but soon discovered that many winding passages might pass the blockage and gave access to the room behind. Nevertheless, even these outer areas, for the most part, stripped clean of artifacts by generations of looters, full of interest to the professional archaeologists. Massive bronze door burst from its hinges by some ancient turmoil of the earth. There was a large symbol filled with exquisite wall carvings which impressed even the jaded Tenpenny. Claimed to extort every dweller in ruin in Morrowind. He depicted an ancient ritual of some kind. A long line of classically bearded dwarven elders persisting on the side walls, all seemed bowing to the giant form of god carved near the front wall of the chamber, which was caught in the act of stepping forth, carried a mountain in the cloud of smoke or steam. In the Master Orm, the known depictions of dwarven religious rituals, this was an exciting, indeed. They had seemed to work prying the carved panels from the walls, but unable to even crack the surface. On closer examination, They may be faced with a metallic substance with the texture and feel of stone. Here's to any of our tools. I consider having Master Arm try his blasting magic on the wall, and that the risk of destroying the carvings was too great. Much as I would have preferred to bring them back to the Imperial City, I have settled for taking scrubbings of the carvings. Colleagues instead showed enough interest, I was sure a specialist could be found. Master Alchemist who could find a way to safely move the panels. The curious room at the top of the long, winding stairs, impassable due to the fall of rubble from the roof. At the top of the stair is a dome chamber with a large ruined mechanism in its center. Painted constellations were still visible in some areas on places on the surface of the dome. Well, I agree that it must have been some kind of observatory, and the mechanism was therefore the remains of a dwarven telescope. The move from ruins down the narrow stairway would require a complete disassembly. In fact, no doubt I preserved it from the tension of looters. I decided to leave it in place for the time being. The existence of the facility suggests, however, the room had once been above the surface. Closer examination of the structure revealed a building, not an excavated chamber. The only other doors in the room were completely blocked, and careful measurements of the cliffs to the entry room. And then the observer revealed that we were still more than 250 feet below the present ground level. It's a reminder of the forgotten fury of the Red Mountain. This discovery led to us focus our attention downwards. Since we now knew approximately where the ancient surface lay, we ruled out many of the higher blocked passages. Open wide passage, impressively flanked with carven pillars, made my interest. Sitting in a massive rockfall, but we could see where looters had begun and abandoned a tunnel through this debris. With my team of diggers and Master Orm's mage to assist, we could have succeeded where our predecessors had failed. I therefore sent my team of dark elves work on clearing the passage, which leads finally to the beginning of the real exploration of Kimmel's. Soon, I hope, my boots would be stirring up dust that had been disturbed since the dawn of time. These exciting spots before me, I may have driven my diggers a bit too hard. Tenpenny reported that they were beginning to grumble at the long days. Some were talking about quitting. Knowing the experience that put his heart back into those dark elves, his last eye, the ringleaders zipped up and rest confined to the ruins until they had finished clearing the passage. For my foresight in requesting few legionnaires from Sedanin. Still at first, but with the promise of an extra day's wages when they broke through, soon set to work with a will. While their measures may sound harsh to my ears back in the cover of civilization, let me assure you, there's no other way to get these people to stick to a task. I like how I'm just trying to heal them. Which, I mean, isn't necessarily wrong, is it? Oh, of course. I don't get why they, like, try and jump at me. Like, what manner of disease is it? Well, vampirism, probably. Like, what the hell's the point, mate? I don't know, it's almost as if, they... Oh. Wait, isn't this the person that I was just talking to? About the alchemist being brought here? Yes. For fuck's sake. Oh, these are bats, not imps. Yeah, I had a feeling I was gonna die. Anyways, I did it. I finally did it. It was his innocence that convinced me. His son, always so helpful, always so kind. How could I resist? It wasn't anybody's like me now. His tears, I left him there on his father's doorstep, and there shall be more. He'll stay with me in the darkness for years to come. Spirit of Nirn. Lorcan is the spirit of Nirn, the god of all mortals. We know mortals in this way like him or even know him. Most souls hate him, thinking creation is an act which summoned them from the spirit realm. Most humans revere him or aspects of him and the herald of existence. In the mortal plane, the mundus Nirn is the source of mental anguish to all living things. This is Buddhism. All souls know deep down they originally came from somewhere else, and the Nirn is a cruel and crucial step to what comes next. Next, some which return to the original state, the spirit realm, and I think Lorcan is a demon that enters their way. To them, Nirn is a prison illusion to escape. Others think that Lorcan created the world was testing transcendence, and then the spirit realm was already prison. To escape is now finally possible. I showed up in the wrong order. Zyphreium Part 1 by Warlord Nordson. Acclamations that fell in my Imperial City still ringing in my ears, so I decided to return to Morrowind immediately. And without some regret that I bade farewell to the flesh pots of the... what? Of the Imperial City. The ones I brought back from the Royal Marquet had only scratched the surface of the Drummer ruins in Morrowind. More spectacular treasures were out there, way I felt just waiting to be found. Yet to be off. Also, before me, a solitary example of a poor bannerman who was still dining out on his single expedition to Black Marsh 20 years ago. That would never be me, I vowed. With my letter from the Empress in hand, this time I would have full cooperation with the Imperial authorities. No need to worry about attack from superstitious locals. Where should I look next? The ruins at Kimmelzer were obvious choice. Unlike Aldmeri, ruins would not be a problem. Also known as the Cliff City, Aldmeri lies on the mainland side of Varnfell Rift, lying down the sheer coastal cliff. Traverse from the east coast of Varnfell to the site by boat, and it can also be reached overland from the nearby villages without undue hardship. Once my expedition had assembled in Sadanin, and yeah, well, we'll continue reading next time though. So if you enjoy the city, you know what to do. See ya!